Lebogang Molebatsi is the head of financial research at Stanlib. His job is to decide which banks are good investment. With a 1.3% stake in Nedbank, Stanlib is a top 5 institutional owner. But is the uncertainty about the long-term ownership of the bank beginning to worry some shareholders after Old Mutual made it plain its intention to sell its 52% majority stake?
It's not always great knowing that your major shareholder is actively trying to sell you. And having said that, I guess the CEO of Old Mutual, Julian Roberts, has come out and said, look, we think a bank would be a much better shareholder for Nedbank, and obviously it would benefit Old Mutual through them being able to simplify their structure.
Not all shareholders are pushing for a quick solution to the question of ownership at Nedbank. Rand Merchant Bank, which holds Nedbank stock, says what's more important is to ensure Nedbank gets the right partner.
Takes management time, and as they enter from one due diligence into the next, it's not an ideal situation for management to be in because it's almost a distraction. But ultimately, these deals have the power to mean a lot for the domestic franchises of the banks, and from that perspective, if they find the right partner, it could very well be quite a powerful transaction for them.
This is Standard Chartered's offices here in Sandton, Johannesburg. Now, if the rumours are true and the bank does want Old Mutual's piece of the Nedbank pie, it would mean Standard could start capitalising on Nedbank's presence here in South Africa as well as the rest of the African continent. But do Nedbank shareholders think that a change in ownership to the likes of this global bank is a good idea?
This is a global player, very strong retail franchise, which I think would add a lot of value to Nedbank's retail franchise. But not only in retail, I mean, I think the other business units as well, the investment banking piece would definitely be something that Nedbank would benefit from. We saw how Barclays was able to benefit ABSA, with ABSA Capital being able to benefit majorly from its tie-up with Barcap.
Last year, HSBC sent a team of experts to conduct a due diligence at Nedbank, but the deal fell through. There's much speculation as to what went wrong. Did HSBC get cold feet? Did it see red flags around Nedbank as an investment?
Nedbank does have the lowest ROEs or return on equities relative to all other banks in the market. I mean, they gave you 12% or so ROEs for the 2010 financial year, which is materially below, I guess, the peer group. So from an ROE point of view, it's not the most attractive. They would be seen, I guess, in my mind, to have the weakest retail bank. They continue to make losses in their home loan businesses.
One banking analyst, who declined to be named, sums up what he thinks of Nedbank.
The bank's disappointed over the last few years. I question whether management will be able to turn it around. Nedbank's the bank everyone wants to borrow from, but no one wants to lend to. Past CEO Tom Boardman turned some parts around, but at a cost. The retail division has fallen far behind the other big 3 banks. But if Standard Chartered came in, we might look to re-rate Nedbank more positively.
Swanepoel thinks it's more about the regulatory environment, with Basel III looming and uncertainty over how much capital banks need to hold on their balance sheets.
I don't think there are any particular red flags around Nedbank. I don't think all the rumours around the retail division was particularly warranted. I think a lot of the uncertainty that the global banks have at the moment is around the capital levels and what level of capital is appropriate to hold against this type of deal, and whether or not the requirements that Basel would place them under would potentially be too onerous.
Most analysts say the government would only accept a bid from a global bank for Nedbank, given the dominance of the Big Four. What is certain, Old Mutual's a willing seller. The question is, with HSBC out of the running, is Standard Chartered now a willing buyer?